What's up, everybody? Welcome to your Rewind Theater for Max Payne 3. I'm Greg Miller, alongside the raging Canadian Charles Onyett.
Nobody calls you that.
Everyone calls you that, but behind your back, we're afraid to do your voice. Charles, we're both huge Max Payne fans. Max Payne 1 and 2. What is going on here? If we want to rewind to the very beginning, this isn't Max Payne. What is this? Isn't New York.
This is the third game in the series, obviously, and Remedy is not making this game. So Rockstar is handling the full production on this, publishing and developing. Remedy's not involved, and obviously there's quite a big setting change here. This is Sao Paulo in Brazil. It's not nighttime, which is kind of a big deal because
big deal.
Yeah, it's a little bright for a Max Payne game, and also throughout the rest of the trailer, I don't know if I saw any trench coats.
No, not one trench coat in this trailer, ladies and gentlemen. So I can't wait to unlock the polygonal Max Payne with his giant head. No, I think I said it right.
Okay.
I think I'm right.
So yeah, different setting. Obviously, this is where the majority of the game takes place. Not raining also, so it loses a little bit of that nighttime feel, which was so cool about it.
It was always like a noir movie, right, those first two games, and now we're getting a little bit, pulled into maybe a different direction of what's going on. But if you go a little bit forward here, you see Max Payne, of course, drinking a little bit fat and in a wife beater. So it's definitely still a dark, there you go, look, that's a dark feeling for a game.
Yeah, good news, Max is still very angry or either really depressed. This is after the events of Max Payne 2 by around a decade, I believe.
So if you remember, of course, Max Payne's whole story, right, is he was this cop in New York. His wife and kid got murdered by some junkies. He went after the people who made the drugs. Then the second one,
a lot of people died.
A whole bunch of people died. He got lost in this blood maze for a while. He had to listen to this baby cry. It wasn't fun. That part, though, is the only part we didn't like. Then number 2, of course, he teamed up with this assassin, Mona Sachs. Depending on your ending, maybe she's dead or alive.
And now he's back. And in that shot right there, that appears to be, this will likely be towards the start of the game, I guess, because that still looks, that's more trademark, traditional Max Payne.
It's so hard to tell where any of this falls, though, because he's got a beard, he's got a shaved head, he's got different clothes. The gist we're getting from this trailer is that he's taking on this bodyguard role, right? He's moved to Brazil to forget his troubles. He's no longer a police officer. Now somebody needs protection, and that's kind of where he gets his, a calling again. Where's all the blatant drinking come in? I don't know.
Yeah, and the drinking, in addition to, for some reason, there's a milk carton in the background.
Yeah, give me a want in the background there. If we run a rewind another frame. Want over on the left. You got the milk carton, and maybe that takes the place of painkillers. Painkillers are, of course, for health in Max Payne 1 and 2. No painkillers yet.
I don't know if milk would really be best kept around Sao Paulo in outdoor areas. I don't think that would regenerate anything.
If I can get a want over his right shoulder as well, or the right side of the screen there, you see a little policeman photo shaking his hand. Maybe Max Payne on graduation day at the academy.
Yeah.
Before his life went to complete and utter crap.
But he is no longer a cop here in
Correct.
Brazil. He is working private security, which we'll get into. Most of this trailer is story cutscenes explaining the setup.
Yeah.
Where he is basically doing private security detail and loses a target, basically, and has to go after her, and that's essentially
that's her right
plot.
there, right? If you rewind and get a want on that girl's butts, I'm assuming that's her. No, that's not the target. Okay, sorry.
Well, talking about the different kind of tone, I don't believe there were any street parties in previous Max Paynes.
And actually, if you want to go back a little bit to that, what it looked like to be a cutscene of Max walking in right here and stuff, this is important to point out, number 1, that he looks like the young Dos Equis guy, and number 2, that these aren't graphic novel cutscenes, which were the big thing, right, for Max Payne 1 and 2. All of them were told like you were reading a comic book. Here, these all look to be actually playing out.
Yeah, and James McCaffrey is doing the voice work, so you still get the same Max Payne voice, but obviously the story delivery is going to be a lot different this time around. Which, I actually really liked the graphic novel style cutscenes of the first games.
Yeah, I mean, if we let it play, it's going to be interesting, right, to see how this fits for you and I. We're both big Max Payne fans, and it's been a long time since we had that kind of game.
Yeah.
And so do I want to see it take that next step, or do I want to see it, continue on what it was doing?
And it seems like it's still going to be violent. Obviously, that guy we just saw got shot in the face.
Yeah, well, it gets really violent here in a second. It gets really, really violent in a second.
Yeah,
so there's going to be
they have not
plenty of
down.
shooting here. Out there, Max's arm's already bloody.
And that scene right there, if we back up a little bit where Max is coming across the bridge, that is actually at night, so it looks like parts of the game will take place at night. Again, Max in a different shirt, different outfit.
He's got a million outfits in this thing.
He does not have the one outfit that he just rolls around in.
Yeah, he's taking a page from Cole Phelps' book. I see, first off, he looks like Sam Fisher there, but you see this girl in a red dress getting dragged. If we let it play a little bit further, you're going to see her getting on a boat. The trailer's leading us to believe that this is who he's after, because he makes this thing about, all this for a woman. There's a death threat right there and stuff. Max's life always tied up in the fate of some woman.
Not sure if we know exactly who that is because they never actually show her face. So we don't know if maybe that's a returning character. All signs seem to indicate that this is completely separated from the first games, and it's kind of a restart for Max Payne, essentially.
Some idiot we were talking to earlier was trying to, maybe that's his daughter. Maybe he had a daughter with Mona Sex. And I'm like, you shut up, Brendan Ayu. Nobody wants to hear that. There's his death threat. Here we go. Freeze it there. This seems to be his employer, right? This guy's hired Max to take care of this girl. He's got a little Brazilian flag there. Probably a big up in the government. A big deal.
You think so?
Cheese. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Let it play a little bit more. We got some more Max Payne to talk about.
We got actual gameplay here where obviously bullet time is not going to be done away with. That is the staple of Max Payne, and here where he's performing some kind of melee attack, fist bump on that guy's face. There are the bullets coming in from the sides, and because you see the streaks, I think we can assume that this is in bullet time.
Totally. If you're a young and you don't remember, Max Payne, his whole shtick was running into a room, slowing down time, blasting people one by one.
Yeah, and that sort of started the entire slow motion trend in a lot of games.
Then Dead to Rights, you saw a lot of people. And here we go.
Nice
Max
reference.
is like, I don't have enough suits, I don't have enough beards, I don't have enough milk. I'm gonna shave my head and look like Bruce Willis. What the hell is this for? Give me a want there. See, that's his shaved head. I don't know what the hell's going on in this game. Why do we have so many looks? What's going on? Like, I have to imagine this is story driven, right? What he's worried about being seen. Bryan Cranston is in the
I was going to
audience.
say Breaking Bad a little bit here, but if we look at what's actually happening in this action scenes, Max with a shotgun is blasting an enemy through a window that looks like a cutscene, but here we see some pieces of the environment breaking apart, so it looks like there'll be a little more environmental destruction, a little more interactivity with the stages in the game, which could be pretty cool. I don't know the extent of that.
And here's some cover, right? Max seems to be on a Brazilian train, it looks like. Slams up against the wall. He's ready to fight.
Yeah, so Max will have a little bit of a cover system, but based on what happens later in the trailer, it doesn't look like it's going to be all
needed.
Like you need to be in cover all the time. Because
Stop it right here. Wah-wah.
Greg,
right
what
there.
are we looking at?
You're
here?
looking at a gun. You see it on the barrel. It says PT92AF. I did some internet research. Internet knows everything. That is a Taurus P792. Taurus were manufactured in a former Beretta plant in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Greg, that's where the game takes
I
place.
know. Thank you, Rockstar, for having such an attention to detail. What guns were manufactured here?
Well, and yeah, that is actually kind of cool to point out because Max is using two different kinds of guns here, which you couldn't actually do in the previous games. You could not mix and match the guns.
You could have two Uzis, you could have two pistols, but you couldn't say I want an Uzi and a pistol.
Yeah, so unless that's a specific weapon combo, but it might be interesting if you could actually put different one-handed weapons in each hand, depending on what you had ammo for. And in that scene too, I mean, we see Max was in cover before, but here he's just charging straight into battle and shooting at guys. So it looks like if you do just want to do the just dive directly into a fight type of approach, which was always fun in the previous Max Payne games, that's still going to be in there.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever getting shot at, don't run out in front of the person shooting you, flailing your arms.
No,
fall backwards. Fall back. Go the other way.
Greg, that guy's a professional.
I'm sorry. His fatigues gave it away.
Yeah.
Here we're in a football club's dressing room, locker room, if you will. Looks like some stuff's going on. A trucker is not happy with that man.
Yeah, I don't think that's actually Max Payne in that shot.
I hope it is another costume for Max Payne. Just another absurd costume for no reason.
Trucker hat, Max Payne.
Yeah.
Clearly, Max Payne still not afraid to go into the middle of a fight. You've got like 3 people shooting at him essentially, and he's shooting right back. So the cover system, maybe it's not all that. Oh, I'm sorry, 4 people. Maybe it's not all that important to use the cover system, though it may be useful in some instances. Another melee attack, probably not wise considering he has a sniper laser.
Well, he clearly doesn't care. He's got the sniper scope on him, and he's been shot directly in the spine, according to that blood spot.
Yeah,
so,
and this is the Breaking Bad version of Max Payne.
He's gonna make some meth
again.
after this.
I would assume that that's later on in the game. When he has hair is probably earlier.
Yeah.
Unless there's an extremely long span of time where his hair grows back.
The epilogue at the end, yeah.
I don't know.
It's going to be hard to piece it all together. But yeah, here
again, another nighttime scene though. So again, it's not all daytime.
There you got the football player in the back. If for some reason you didn't believe me, we were in a soccer stadium. There you go. Shut up. We're clearly in a soccer stadium.
Is that soccer or is that baseball?
That's soccer. They're not going to be playing baseball in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
And the best shot of the trailer is right here as we see Max doing his trademark slow motion dive while shooting a whole ton of bullets at enemies. And that was really, I mean, that's the hallmark of the series right there.
Yeah, exactly. So even though it looks a little bit different, the DNA of Max Payne's still there.
Also, still quite violent, as you see a lot of blood coming off of him.
Here's the PlayStation Move mini game.
Oh God, Greg, don't say that.
Don't give him ideas.
Don't do it.
Yeah, Max on a train. It looks like shooting some guys up.
Yeah, vehicle sequences might be included. No telling how frequent those will actually be, but. And then this is just a little stylistic addition where the camera will just follow the bullet up to a target,
face.
Up to this guy's face in this case.
Yeah.
Again, still violent, still Max Payne, just a different setting, clearly a different character. Max is, I guess, evolved somewhat. He doesn't seem quite as furious, just kind of more depressed a little bit.
Yeah, it's Max Payne for a new generation, right? We're still keeping that heartache that made the character what he was. That was the whole reason you got behind Max, right? Because he'd seen so much crap, and you're like, I want to, get this guy through it. I want to get vengeance. You know what I mean? It looks like that's what's happening here in a way. We'll see though.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be March 2012 on PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. I certainly hope it comes out then, because this game has been, I don't know if it's been officially delayed, but it's supposed to have come out a whole bunch of times, and now that we finally have a hard release date, maybe we'll actually see this sequel.
Hopefully, Charles. Ladies and gentlemen, we talk a lot about Max Payne 3 here on IGN.com. So for all your Max Payne 3 news and other video game stuff, come to IGN.com.